and dollar-denominated payment stablecoins. First, I want to underscore that the moment for action is now. The open hostility of the prior administration towards this industry has resulted in a marketplace with no federal regulator, no protections for token holders, and fewer US-based projects. We live in a very different world today. The change at the SEC in particular is a breath of fresh air. Acting Chairman Mark Ueda recently announced the SEC rescinded the widely maligned Staff Accounting Bulletin 121. Their work, however, is just beginning and was recently previewed by Commissioner Peirce's announcement of 10 different work streams for the task force.
777.
So what can the SEC actually accomplish? I offer the following suggestions, which I believe are consistent with Commissioner Peirce's 10 priorities. First, the SEC should articulate a sound legal interpretation for when digital asset transactions are subject to the securities laws. A clean break is needed from the Gensler era's legal imprecision and sweeping assertion that nearly all digital assets are securities. The interpretation should begin with an acknowledgement that the digital asset itself is not a security. A disciplined transaction-by-transaction analysis must be used to determine whether an investment contract is present because it is required by the case law and should be adhered to by the Commission. Second, the SEC should consider withdrawing Gensler-era litigation alleging unregistered exchange, broker-dealer, and clearing agency activities. As a preliminary matter, it is far from clear that these transactions meet the elements of the Howey test. Even if the new SEC believes that it has jurisdiction over secondary market transactions, consideration should be given to whether beginning a rulemaking process would be a more productive pathway to the registration of covered entities. In an encouraging sign, I note that just yesterday, the SEC and Binance filed a joint motion to stay their litigation for 60 days. Third, the SEC should consider how to better facilitate token offerings in the US by amending existing exemptions and dusting off Commissioner Peirce's token safe harbor proposals. While the SEC can consider these and many other actions, Congress continues to have a vital role in establishing a workable framework. With respect to market structure, I urge the subcommittee to consider the following principles for inclusion in any legislation. The need to establish clear lines between the SEC and the CFTC, and a process to determine which transactions are subject to the different agencies' jurisdictions. Requiring disclosures that are tailored to the needs of digital asset holders. Allowing for disintermediated trading and real-time settlement of digital assets. Imposing similar types of corporate controls and risk management requirements that exist today for securities and derivatives intermediaries, as well as requiring segregation of customer assets and prohibiting the commingling of funds. A second regulatory gap that requires congressional action is the federal oversight of dollar-denominated stablecoins. The discussion draft of the Stable Act provides appropriate protections for consumers and establishes a regulatory framework for the issuance and operation of dollar-denominated payment stablecoins. In conclusion, the timing is right for Congress and the administration to work together to implement much-needed regulatory reform. Thank you for your leadership on this important topic, and I look forward to your questions.
You're welcome.
Thank you,
You're
Mr.
welcome.
Harrison. Mr. Fernandez de Ponte, you're now recognized for 5 minutes.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
777.
Style, Ranking Member Lynch, Committee Ranking Member Waters, and members of the subcommittee. Thank you for the opportunity to testify today. My name is Jose Fernandez da Ponte, and I serve as Senior Vice President and General Manager of PayPal's blockchain, crypto, and digital currency business. I appreciate the invitation to address the subcommittee regarding PayPal's vision for the future of digital payments. Today, I would like to focus my remarks on how responsible innovation can enhance payments infrastructure and make the digital economy more efficient for all participants. 25 years ago, PayPal embarked on a journey to digitize payments and take them from offline to online. Now, we continue the journey by moving payments online to on-chain.